Tips for anxiety that actually works. Hi, my name is Alex, and today I will just give you some tips for the anxiety that actually works. But first of all, I would like to explain a little bit more about anxiety, because anxiety itself, it's not the real problem. It's most of the time deep, unrooted fear. And anxiety itself is just a symptom. And it's not really the problem. But this is really a good news for you. Maybe it's not when you are experiencing that and you would try, when you are trying to fix that on the surface level and you fail many times, it can be a problem. So definitely the anxiety, it's like, if I say like this, like also the smokers who smokes a cigarette, he thinks that the cigarettes are the problem. But the cigarettes are not really the problem, it's only a symptom. Symptom of something which is going on, something deeper in that person. Maybe he was neglected with his father, or maybe just he was depressed in some earlier stages of his life. And that can cause the smoking, because you're smoking the screen and you want to see something else, what causes that urge to smoke. So it's similar with anxiety. Anxiety is really like the projection into the future, because we are afraid, what if we fail, let's say, or what if we don't be good enough in that situation, or what if this doesn't work. It's really mostly the projection into the future. But there is a tip, solution, or what you can do in that moment. First, when you start seeing this happen to you, you need really first to stop. Stop fighting with your thoughts, to stop fighting with your emotions. I know it can be really hard on the first time if you're doing it, but when you're repeating that, it becomes your new wiring. Your brain, your thinking, your emotions, your body sensations, it can be also wired. And then it can become just one little signal for you that it can just remind you, really just remind you in that moment that you need to stop. And then what you need to do is just like put attention to what is going on. If this is attention in your body, or just like a lot of thoughts. If you have a lot of thoughts, you can just play with that. I just explained this in my previous video. You can just go there and check that video, and you will see how you can play with that, with your thoughts, changing the thoughts a little bit. Also, when you put your attention to your emotions or the shaking to your body, and just really open to that, without trying to fixing it or to trying to change it or whatever. Or maybe you can just put attention to something else. You start feeling that when you put attention to that, what you're feeling, it may increase. But if you put attention, maybe some physical thing, let's say on your arm or on your leg, and you start focusing there, and maybe you can start changing and seeing how that like feels like. Or maybe that arm, is that arm warm or is it cold? Just put really attention to it. And when you're just shifting your focus from one thing, when you are anxiety or anxious, to something else, that will increase, and anxiety itself will start falling down. This really simple technique, it can really help you just for that moment. But really, if you would like to be without free of the anxiety, which I said it's not a problem, it's just like a symptom, you really need to dig deeper. Like I did with my clients, they free themselves from anxiety, but we use the anxiety to trace it back to the root cause. And when we find the root cause, and this change on the subconscious level, also the anxiety later on cannot exist, or really just symptomatically maybe show up. But it's nothing that can distract you from what you're doing. So you're not missing life anymore. You're enjoying your life. You're just imagine how your life would be without anxiety. What are the things you will do if you don't have that? So that's what you need to ask yourself, and really to finish with it. Because just trying to fix it on the surface level, it can't help. It can help just for a moment, in that moment. But on your long term, it can help. It will show up because there is something which you don't know, which you didn't uncover. And that is the roadmap where you need to go to follow if you would like to have the life that's free of your anxiety. So thank you for listening. Just try that tips. Like I said, maybe just focusing attention on something else. Or if you'd like to see my next, previous video, when I was explaining also how you can play with overthinking and the thoughts you have, anxious thoughts you have in the moment. So thank you for listening, and till the next time. Bye-bye.